G'day everyone, my name's Will Carter and welcome to the first official episode of the Shaky Spades Farm Development Project. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's accurate description of what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so to kick off, I want to do Welcome to Country. So I want to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I reside and I wish to farm on, the Gundungara and Darug people. I also pay respect to elders past and present. I do this because it's the right thing to do. You've got to respect these guys for doing it for thousands of years before us, or me. So, what am I going to talk about in the first episode? Well, ideally, I wanted to have this really schmick looking episode. So, like, there's me over there, tearing up the soil and going, yeah, here's what you got to do to improve it. And then me over here, like, going, all right, so these are the tools we're going to use, all that kind of thing. But to be honest, that would be a dishonest portrayal of what's been going on. I'm not saying it's been bad, but there's been other obstacles, challenges in the way. And if you remember from the pilot episode, I said that I wanted to document these challenges so people could learn from them, as well as document the achievements, all that kind of stuff. And there has been that over the past few weeks as well. So this episode, here's what we're going to cover. And bear with me, I've got this big whiteboard thing that's going to keep me on point, as well as like bullet points of like I'm referring down to these things. That's what I'm doing, so I don't waffle on and all that kind of stuff. So what we're going to talk about is, hurdles, challenges for the past few weeks. Then I'm going to move on to good things, or as I like to call them, big happy ticks. Then I want to talk about land access, youth engagement, TAFE Outreach and crowdfunding. So let's start off with hurdles, challenges. So the biggest thing I've faced as a challenge over the past few weeks has been mental hurdles. I'm having one right now. I'm going like, yeah, I'm going to say this. Anyway, and those hurdles are more to do with self-doubt. I think anyone faces those when they're trying to set up something they're really passionate about. They're like, what if this thing doesn't even work? So in terms of my bullet points on this whiteboard, I've got down things not moving as fast as I want them to. So like I've got all these ideas, but everyone's got other things that need to be doing, and my project's not on their priority list, and that's like totally normal and fine. So, I'm kind of going, all right, that's slowing me down a bit. Anyway, I'm also worried about not raising enough money to kick this thing off. What if I do all this stuff and then I raise like $5 and I'm like, it just fizzles out. I'm also worried that what if I do raise enough money and I build this whole thing and then no young people want to get involved with it. They're like, this is boring, or whatever. They'll probably say some other choice words. And yeah, kind of just it fizzles out in that regard. The other thing I'm worried about is young people are in it, the whole thing's up and running, but no one buys our produce. We go to a farmer's market, everyone's like, there's enough here already, buddy, so we don't need to buy that. These are my genuine concerns that are contributing to my self-doubt about, following through on this project. But don't worry, I'm going to follow through. I just had to have those mental hurdles said out loud because it's a legitimate challenge and concern. So, moving on to good things, big happy ticks. I was blown away by the response I got from the pilot episode that I put up. What it's done is it's just opened my mind to all these different people that have these great ideas that they're sharing with me in regards to, how do you engage with the young people, or how can you raise funding in different kind of ways. People like saying, oh, do you want to go on the radio and do you want help with that? Like, it's just crazy. I don't feel like I'm alone in this, which is great. These are big happy ticks for me. It's keeping me going. The other thing I was going to say, or next on the bullet point is land access. So I've been scouting around looking for land, mostly locally in Katoomba, and if you live up here, you'll notice there are quite a few vacant lots that just got big weeds growing in them. You're like, what's going on there? So I went up to council, spoke to them. They said, look, you can go through a land broker and try to get access that way, or you can write a big proposal and give it to Blue Mountain City Council, and we'll forward that on to the owner, and you can go from there. I was like, this is great, started to put things together, but then I freaked out. I was like, well, what if I do get the land and then I don't even have money to even start getting this thing up? So I'm just like spinning wheels. So I kind of pulled back on that idea and went back to my original plan, which is to kick off at my mum's house, who's an absolute legend and was really open to the ideas. So I'm going to start there in a front yard. When it gets a bit cooler, start doing soil prep. It's also a great location for basic operations. So this, you can put in a washing station and refrigeration to store the produce once we picked it, and also a place to lock up the tools. So that's brilliant. So more on that in future episodes. I want to talk about youth engagement real quick. We're stressing about how am I going to start getting young people kind of hip to this idea, and Mist has said that it's cool for me to volunteer / do casual work at their drop-in centres. This way I can start, talking to some young people and then figure out or start, putting together a very small composting program at that drop-in centre. Maybe even do a little herb garden thing just to kind of spike their interest. So yeah, there's that. There's a dude that I spoke to. I'm not going to mention his name yet, but he kind of implanted all these ideas into me, and I was like, that's brilliant, thanks bro. If you do want to share that next video, just let me know. You know who you are. And okay, so next bullet point was TAFE. So I want this thing to be, hopefully accredited. So I spoke to TAFE, and they've got this program called TAFE Outreach. And if you run a program like this, a non-for-profit, sorry, it's a bit windy, so I'm stopping my phone from falling over. If you run a program like this, they will custom design a program that is tailored to your clients' needs, your young people's needs. And it's all free. So if you want to do like half a Cert 2 in horticulture, they'll make that happen. Or a pathway to Cert 3 in agriculture, they'll make that happen. So I was blown away by this. It's all free, and they're super keen to help out. So yes, thanks TAFE. And lastly, wrapping this up, is crowdfunding. So eventually I'm going to need some coin to really kind of ramp things up a bit. And I always feel like, I feel a bit awkward asking people for money and stuff like that. But look, at the end of the day, I'm hoping if I get enough people on board with this, you can all just throw in $1, which is like the quarter cost of a coffee nowadays, and that would be great. So yeah, but I'll talk about more in crowdfunding because I'm still trying to figure out my angle and my approach on how I'm going to do it. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm going to wrap this up because I'm trying to keep these short so you watch them again. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support from the pilot episode. I'm going to keep on trucking, and I'll see you again very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. Like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. All right, bye.